You want to get custom passes, AOVs from your render in Unreal Engine, and you don't really understand how to do it? I'm here to help you, so let me clarify everything here. Let's go! AOVs or custom passes are often used in traditional 3D animation software with classic rendering engine. It's popular among CGI artists, and as I experience a lot when I work with 3D animation studios, their creation in Unreal are always challenging and not very user-friendly for them. You have multiple ways to make custom passes in Unreal. First, let's get the Movie Render plugin. You will find it via Settings, Plugins, and just look for Movie Render Queue. We are going to leave the additional render passes aside for the moment. Quick restart of the engine, and here we go. Now create any sequencer with a camera in it to be able to render something out. Here I'm trying to place and find a good shot. Once it's done, click on the render button here. We have now access to the Movie Render Queue plugin. Click on Unset Config and let's focus here. As you can see, you have a lot of different settings available, but we are going to focus on the Deferred rendering tab here. In Unreal, you have already pre-made custom render passes directly located in the deferred rendered data under Additional Post-Process Materials. Let's unfold this. Under Index, you can see the enabled option for both the world depth and motion vectors. Without any other manipulation, you can render these two custom passes just by ticking the index here. Epic more than just two custom passes here. Indeed, if you click on one material drop-down menu and filter Movie Render Queue, and make sure to have Show Engine Content and Plugin Content activated via the little gear icon here. Now you can see that we have not 2, but 5 post-process materials available for us. In fact, we have even more, and even simpler. If you go to Settings and look for the rendering settings, you will quickly notice 4 more custom passes, which are Detail Lighting, Lighting Only, Reflections Only, and Unlit. So in total, you can use 9 custom passes within Unreal by default. Of course, you would ask what these custom passes will actually render out. You can visualize that directly in your viewports. If we start with the simplest ones, Detail Lighting, Lighting Only, Reflections Only, and Unlit, you just have to click on Lit here, and right away you will see the same names. Just click and visualize the pass you want. Unlit, which is the base color pass, Detailed and Lighting Only, plus Reflection ones. You could have access to the visualization of the first ones we talked about too, like the World Depth Theme and World Normal. You will find them under the Buffer Visualization tab here. Scene Depth World Units, World Normal, and more. Now that we found all these 9 custom passes, we could render everything at once if we wanted. Usually, you want to pack all the data into one file. This is why we use EXR exports. Let's just pick that under Settings here. Exports, EXR sequence. By default, you have the multi-layer activated. This is the function we need. So let's get rid of the JPG sequence here. Let's test and render with all the deferred rendering here, plus the 2 first additional post-process materials without any extra settings for the moment. Let's dive into DaVinci Resolve. I drag and drop my sequence here and make it a timeline. Now we go to the Version tab, and on the right hand side, you can display the various passes we made via the Layer drop-down menu. Detail Lighting, Lighting Only, Reflections, and Unlit are directly visible here, but for the Depth pass here, as you can see, we are not seeing anything at the first glance. This is because Depth pass is located in the red channel, and we need to adjust the brightness as well. This is my way to go in DaVinci. It might be different with other softwares, of course. Just duplicate the media in one here. Let's add a brightness contrast tool by using Ctrl plus Spacebar. And finally, let's assemble everything with a merge node. By doing so, I'll be able to work and extract info individually and assemble everything at the end. I'm using 2 viewports here to better understand what's going on. On the media in copy here, I'll pick the layer world depth. Now on my brightness contrast tool, I lower the gain value to something like 0.001 and pick the R channel here, and voila! For the motion vector path, you will need to add motion, so animation, in your render. Then in your editing software, you add any vector motion node or tool, like in DaVinci here, the vector motion blur tool. You must specify X channel at the red one and Y channel at the green one here. Now if you zoom in a bit and play with the scale of the tool, you could manage the motion and blur intensity in your shot. Okay, so we just saw custom passes by default within Unreal, and we could get more custom passes. Again, this time using the second plugin we left aside earlier, which is the movie render queue additional render passes. With that, you can manage CryptoMatte directly, meaning that you'll get IDs that can be completely unique per actor or group based on certain properties. You'll have to set up specific things to make it work correctly. I'll start with another config file here to make it clear. First, let's get rid of the JPG sequence and only use the EXR one with the multi-layer option activated. Then in the Deferred rendering tab, make sure to disable the multi-sample effects. This will exclude motion blur, depth of field, anti-aliasing, and other post-process that will blend multiple layers of pixels, ensuring that all objects maintain crisp edge. Just below, as we did earlier, unfold the additional post-process Mario's menu here, same with the two indexes here, and enable the world depth 1 and the motion vectors. We'll need these two for our object IDs pass. After that, add by a setting here the object IDs rendering feature. For the demo here, we can leave as it is by default. Last part will be to add an anti-aliasing setting in our job here. Make sure to override the default anti-aliasing method and to put at least 8 spatial sample counts here. And a little additional tip here is to make sure to have your screen percentage set to 100. It will be automatically done by default when you hit render. To make sure anyway, you could just add the console variable here and specify that like I'm doing here. Just to make sure. Let's see the result now. Same process as before within DaVinci, and you can see now our crypto mask and layers. This is not representative of all the layers we've rendered out with the plugin. You'll need to use the loader nodes in DaVinci and extra CryptoMatte plugins to make it properly work. Lastly, you could use layers within Unreal to imitate the process of setting up CryptoMatte. But it's really not on point anymore on version 5.3, mainly when you are using Nanite. I've tried several different workflows, but the result is unsatisfactory. I'll wait a bit longer, let's hope with version 5.4 to see if layers will be better handled for cinematic purposes. Okay guys, I hope this video helped you better understand how to use custom passes in Unreal Engine. If you have any additional tips, mainly with DaVinci or any other video editing software, don't hesitate to leave comments, leave a like, and thanks again for all your support. Bye!